Bubbles! Hey YouTube, there's TCG Shack here, and this is Perfecting Scraps Part 16. In this one I'll be talking about the ways to counter the up and coming FTK decks that's being abused because DeLorean's at free. Nice one, Konami. So most likely that will be put up to 2 again in September to stop these FTKs. There's one other FTK that I've done a video on beforehand, which is the Gusta FTK. I'm not sure if that one's going to get hit yet, but if it doesn't, we'll be able to play that in September most likely, because Hidden Arsenal 5's coming out soon, and I'm assuming that's when the Gustas will come out and we'll be able to get access to Calm and Winda. Now I've already got all the pieces for the entire deck. Unlike beforehand, I've gotten all the cards for it, all 5 pieces of Exodia, all the Into the Voids and everything, and basically that's up and coming. I'm not sure if that's going to hit, so you never know. But for the 2 that are basically one that's out now, which is the Fish FTK. What Fish FTK does is it spams Trish, reuses it, basically bringing back DeLorean, bouncing Trish and Heritage back into extra deck, and just basically to keep spamming Trish over and over again. Because what they do is Heritage, DeLorean, Heritage Formula, because you've already gone through the 2, Level Eater, Synchro, Trish, well, after bouncing the 2 Heritage back to hand, and the Trish if you already had it, Synchro them, Trish, Heritage, Formula, DeLorean, actually no, that's not it, actually yeah, bounce the 2 Heritage back to hand and Trish back to extra deck, Synchro, Trish again, basically do that for you to remove your entire hand, and after that they basically get a field like Shooting Star, Scrap Dragon, and Formula, DeLorean and Level Eater. When it gets to your turn, you draw, standby phase, you really can't do much, and then main phase 1. As soon as it hits your main phase 1, they'll use Formula's effect, Synchro into Trish again, removing from play that last card you just drew. And since you have no cards in hand, no cards in graveyard, no cards on field, you obviously have to pass turn, and then when it's them, attack for game. That's the one that's out now that you're able to use. And the last other FTK that's coming in Generation Force is the Future Fusion FTK. This one has been brought up a lot more than the Fish FTK because it uses, not sure, but I think people already figured out Future Fusion FTK a lot sooner than the Fish. But Future Fusion FTK, what this does, there are 2 variants. One uses Volcanic Shells, the other one uses Ice Edge. Basically, Ice Edge one, you spam Trish many times and then just remove the opponent's entire hand. Then going back into the same one as the Volcanic Shell one. The Volcanic Shell one basically just gets your entire, draws into the entire deck with I think it's TG Hyper Librarian. That's the best one to use for that one, and that's the one that spams Trish. Draw you the entire deck by constantly bringing out Power Tool, constantly by bouncing it back with DeLorean, Level Eater it. Well, you bring Heritage DeLorean, Level Eater DeLorean, you have a random water type thing, level 3, which is Ice Edge on the field. You have Power Tool, use DeLorean's effect, bounce Power Tool, Heritage and Level Eater to hand, ditch Level Eater to put Fishborg onto the field, Synchro them, Power Tool, draw, and basically Heritage again, bring DeLorean, use that, draw your entire deck, and then afterwards you use the Librarian and Synchro into Tempest Magician. Using Tempest Magician, since you have your entire deck pretty much in your hand, discard that, to put a lot of counters onto Tempest Magician. Tempest Magician's effect, game, by burning them. Now, these are the two main ones that will be out before the format ends, and if they get turn 1, the only way to stop them is obviously stuff that activates from hand. Effect Veiler and DD Crow. DD Crow doesn't stop them as much as Veiler does, because DD Crow removes them from play, and both of them run 2 or 3 DDRs. Fish definitely runs the DDRs because they Gold Sark, Kalolacamp, and then DDR it back into field. But Veiler will basically stop the effects, basically stop them going off completely. Veiler also stops the Gusta FTK, because you can Veiler Mindmaster, and all they have is Mindmaster on field. So obviously at that point you can't really do much, apart from the last thing they can do is bring back using Telekinetic Power Weld, bring Mindmaster back. But if you know what you're doing, you'll Veiler the Mindmaster or you can Veiler the Cam and then kill the Cam that turn. But Veiling Mindmaster, most likely they won't have any hand because they've gone through it to get it all set up and that. But you basically have to kill their Mindmaster ASAP. DD Crow stops the Gusta as well. Remove from play one of the cams, and then it doesn't stop them, but if they draw into another cam, unless they have a magical mallet, they cannot keep the combo going to draw. Now, the other cards here are basically cards you can use, and if you get turn 1. In turn 1, monster-wise, you can summon either of these 3 cards. These 3 cards are stun cards, and basically King Tiger Wagon stops them getting their small monsters, like for fish, stops them getting the fish board. But obviously if they get Kalolacamp, they will basically attack first and then go off. And this works against, this basically just destroys Gusta FTK. They can't bring their Mindmaster out. That's that gone. And the Future Fusion, they can't bring Plague out, they can't bring Level Eater out. But so they'll basically try to find a way to kill it before going off. Thunder King, since the Fish FTK synchro summons, you'll basically bring this out, it'll stall them. Again, most likely they will basically Gold Sark, Kalolacamp, DDR it back, attack into Thunder King, and then go off. Other one, Doom Kali. Basically just stop their effect. It's like Veiler in a way, except just not controllable, so. But this can help. Venus Chain, same reason as Veiler, just stop the effects going off, stop the entire combo. And Prohibition, stopping their main cards, like Mindmaster in the deck, in the Gusta, stopping Future Fusion in the Future Fusion FTK, and stopping Kalolacamp in the Fish FTK. This will just basically stop the entire deck. But obviously, stuff that works from hand, just these 2. And against the Future Fusion, since they use Tempest, Hanetwa can be a laughing card to use against them. It's just lols if you manage to use that. But obviously, Veiler works better than Hanetwa, and since Veiler is basically more used in many ways, it works against other decks, most likely you will be signing that instead of Hanetwa. And obviously you'll have the Psalms as well to stop everything. But hey. Also, I got DG Hyper Librarian. This is an amazing card. This will probably get hit to 1 because Tengu plants are spamming this, like getting 2 on field and then spamming formulas and then getting Trishes and killing you like that, while getting a full hand advantage. So I reckon this will go to 1. I just got it because I got it cheap. I got this for 28.60. And I also got the bonus card of Metlord Emperor Weisel, which, considering, is pretty good, since now all the TG Hyper Librarians are going for £40 now on average. Cheapest I've seen now after this one is 38. And basically, when I bought this, I was the second person to buy it of everyone, and later on that night, it was all sold out, which I wasn't surprised. Well, I just want to say I got that now. I've changed my extra deck, probably going to change it a bit more again. I'll post a new deck list soon when I finally get it built up and tested. But yeah. Anyway, FTKs will soon go away in September. Don't know about Gusta, but most likely Delorn to 2. Hey, that's the deck gone. Anyway, see you.